Well, guys, we're here. We are extremely close to the cornfield where they shot Signs. It is right over there, and I'm heading there now. 20 years ago, a 14-year-old kid ran out of a movie theater explaining to his mother that he knew exactly what he wanted to do. No matter how crazy it was or how insane it was, that 14-year-old kid had no idea how difficult it was going to be. But then my mom bought me a camcorder, and the rest is history. I spent the entirety of my teenage years making short films and amateur features, and this year I shot my first one, and it's in post-production now. And 20 years after seeing that movie, I am going to finally tour some of the locations where they shot Signs, including the cornfield, which obviously no longer has the house, and of course the crop circle is not there. But there are some interesting things that I've discovered that I'd like to share with you, and some things that a YouTuber named Randomly Randy discovered. He also toured some of these locations, and I want to give credit where credit's due and link his video in the description below. Make sure you check that out. Seems like a cool guy, has a lot of movie tour location videos on his channel. Check it out, give him some support. In the meantime, I am going to go check out the field where they shot Signs, as well as some other locations too. So I'm heading back to the car now, and I got this idea. I think it might actually be really fun to stay here until sunset and just kind of see how it feels and maybe get some more footage at night. All right, so I'm outside of Newtown where they shot a lot of scenes. They shot the bookstore here as well as the pizza parlor. The bookstore is still in use. We're gonna go check it out. The pizza parlor is now a new age readings place, like a psychic, which is pretty cool actually, considering the film. So let's go take a look. Okay, I just left the bookstore and got some stuff, some movies, some books. We're gonna head over now to where they shot the pizza parlor scene, which is now a new age readings kind of psychic place. Let's see how that goes. Now I'm heading to Tyler State Park, which is where they shot the flashback scene where Colleen Hess dies. I have no idea where they shot this. It honestly could be anywhere. I do also want to say, if you're in the area, support that bookstore. That was a great place. The owner was super nice. Her name's Chelsea. Thank you so much, Chelsea, for helping out. If you're in the area, support that store. Local places like that need to stay around, so go buy some books or some DVDs or something. Show them some support, spend some money there. All right, I'm in Tyler State Park. I don't even know what I'm looking for. A tree? I'll look around. I'll see if I can find anything. Literally any one of these trees could be it. There is no point to even trying to find it. Well, somewhere out here in this park is a tree, and they crashed into it and they did a scene. I have no idea where it is. It could be anywhere. I want to tell you how much I actually cared about finding this place. I did research into the extras that were in that scene, the firefighters, and it turns out that some of them were real firefighters. And I actually got in contact with one of them on Facebook, and I talked to him for a while. He didn't even know. He was like somewhere in Tyler State Park. So I tried. I made a real A+ effort here. But we're gonna move on now to the pharmacy location. Okay, so using Google Earth Pro, I can actually zero in on the cornfield where they shot signs. This is as recent as November 2021. So the house would have been right about here, the crop circle right about here. If you actually use the historical imagery, you can go all the way back to as early here as March 1992. Now, of course, there's nothing. But what if we went up to April 1999? Still nothing. They weren't shooting the movie yet. However, if we go to December 2002, you can actually still see remnants of the set. The house was right about here. You can still see the tree planted, the trails made by various things, as well as remnants of the crop circle, which I actually find rather chilling, and I wish that there were more images. Can you imagine if there was an image taken like during shooting? How cool that would be. One curious thing is over here. Obviously, a crop circle was made here, and so I wondered about that. I thought, well, maybe they built a crop circle there to just film some of the scenes with the characters inside the crop circle, rather than forcing the actors and all of the crew with their gear to actually hike out to this part of the field. Maybe they wanted the easier access of this little path here just to get gear to this crop circle and film scenes inside of it. That's a possibility, and I thought that might make sense from a filmmaking perspective. And then when I watched the making of documentary, I thought to myself, okay, I've confirmed it. Yes, right here in the documentary is a shot of this circle. But that's actually not the case, because later in the making of, we see a wider shot of that area. So at this stage of pre-production scene here, that crop circle was not yet made. So that means that this crop circle was actually made here. And in Google's historical imagery from 2002, you can see the pattern left behind from that crop circle as well. So either they made a few test circles before actually making the one they were going to film, or they had multiple circles of just the first part of that crop circle to film inside. And I think this theory makes a lot of sense because of how close they are to the trees in these setups. In the beautiful aerial shot of the crop circle in the opening of the film, the trees are much farther away than they are here. I could be wrong, but I'd wager a bet that they shot most of the scenes with the actors in these extra crop circles they made. In fact, if you go to June 2004, you can see some things left over even still. The one crop circle over here that was used possibly as a test, or maybe they filmed inside of it. The tree from the set is still there. And over here, same thing. Where they built the crop circle before, the crops aren't coming in as well there. And something else that I noticed is that this house is actually in the movie. Right there. Let's just look at the field where they shot the village. June 2004 is the earliest we can go back before we get into before the village was actually shot. And here you can see all the trails left behind by the set of the village. This is where all the houses were. Just as a side note, I find that fascinating. Also, there's something up here that only appears this year. It's not there in 2002. And it's not there in 2005. Am I missing something, or is this somehow in the village? I don't know. It's very eerie, and I love this. This is so cool. I'm sitting outside the cornfield right now. The sun just went down. It's so eerie. And I thought the best way to commemorate that would be to walk around the area at night. Oh shit. That is way too much like the movie. So, this is terrifying in many ways.